try deep inside to find you, waiting for the life I once tried to find, 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 once tried to find. Breathing underwater isn't hard, that's right. Deep inside to find you, waiting for the life I once tried to find, 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 once tried to find.
Dạ, đó. Đi thôi.
You can call me if it's raining and you're feeling out of your head. I can see it when it's coming, and I don't know when it ends. We're just people, we get lonely. We're the same, I can't pretend. All we want is one another. We can stay together, right at the start. This window weather, stay together, we belong. We can stay together, you can give me one. This window weather, stay together, stay like this. I can see it in your eyes, I can see it in the skies. This window weather, stay together, stay together. We can stay together.
First time in my life, I can feel the growth, cause it hurts too much, million times around. Nobody can out, million miles around. Can you fix my love? Cause it hurts too much. Baby, I could all around my neck, and I lose my heart. We could land pitch. I'm crying out, I'm breaking down. That it hurts too much. How can you heal my love? How can you heal my love? How can you heal my love? Oh, no, 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 I can't heal my love. Oh, no, no, I can't heal my love. Oh, no, 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 I can't heal my love. Oh, no, 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 I can't heal my love. Oh, no, 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 I can't heal my love. Oh, no, so tell me why it hurts so. One that's tell me why it hurts so. So it's a thing around. Tell me why it hurts so. Burning down on the floor. I'm still alive. Cause it hurts so much. I'm crying out. I'm breathing out. How can you heal my love? How can you heal my love? How can you heal my love?
So I apologize for the wait. We're gonna be starting in just a minute. We're waiting on one person to walk through the door, so I hope you all cheer her on when she gets in. Don't embarrass her though. But she's part of our panel, so it's kind of important. And it, yes, please.
I can't heal my love. No, I can't heal my love.
Okay.
far from where I was. Not too long ago, your skin was mine to hold. I let you climb the wall, I took myself apart. Told me that you couldn't love something so dark.
Did they make her get a registration?
So if the best of me
Okay.
is all you care to see,
Do they know the letter in?
maybe I'm asking you now. If it's dead, do us part. Can you hold me underwater? Keep me deep in the dark, where my heart is yours to slaughter. If it's dead, do us part. Can you hold me underwater? Keep me deep in the dark.
Okay. You want to sit? You want to sit here or sit over there? Okay. If you could sit at this other, Juliana, if you could sit at this other table, that would be great. You have your link and everything. You're all set.
What?
Your link and your
For judging? Yes, I do.
Perfect.
Yes.
We're gonna get started then. Ready, Jen? Hello, everybody. So sorry for a couple minute delay. Today we are here for the Race to Rethink Plastics competition. So we will have 4 teams today. 1 will be live on stage and 3 will be virtual. We're going to start off our presentation today with just a couple of minutes from our sponsor, which is Coca-Cola. And coming up to the stage will be Jennifer Ragland, and I think, there we go, Senior Director of Industry and System Commercial Communications at the Coca-Cola Company. I think that's maybe the longest title I've ever had to read. Jennifer will say a few words.
I know I got to shorten that title, right? All right, are you guys ready? All right. Okay. Well, welcome everyone. It's such a pleasure to be here. Honestly, I've been involved with Enactus the last 3 years, and this is my first in-person World Cup. I'm pretty blown away. Yesterday's opening ceremony, I mean, I've been on a high since that. I assume everyone else has too. Just again, thank you for being here. We've been involved with Enactus since 1998, over 25 years. We've had a lot of different ways that we've partnered over the last several years. It's been through the Race to Rethink Plastic, and it's been personally really exciting for me to see how it's evolved in the projects, and I look forward to seeing the presentations. We've also been involved in efforts around women's economic empowerment, around water, and a whole other host of things in terms of national competitions and of course the World Cup. So thank you so much for just the awesome participation. So why are we involved in the Race to Rethink Plastic? We have a global initiative called World Without Waste. This is where we aim to collect 100% of the bottles and cans that we put into the market. We're also working to make 100% of everything recyclable, making sure that we not only collect our bottles and cans, but we also repurpose them into our bottles. So there's a lot of exciting things going on, not only within Coca-Cola, but across the industry, and working in partnership with organizations such as Enactus, also other nonprofits, and of course the government. So it's a pleasure, frankly, just to see your projects and how it's coming together and how we can all work together to try to solve this issue of plastic waste. So, I mean, to me, I've been in some of the sessions over the past day or so, and it's just been fun. I mean, the creativity, the passion, it's all been just amazing. Thank you so much for everything that you do. And frankly, it's just great to see this finally come to a conclusion and see our wonderful 4 finalists. I know this will be a fantastic session. And without further ado, let's dive in. Let's get ready. Thank you very much.
All right, first, we're gonna have a few things from my colleague Jenna, who will talk to the judges about some of the competition. And I would ask also as a reminder, once the competition starts, I would ask that if you stay in the room, you can go out and come and go in between the competitions or in between the teams, that would be great, but otherwise stay in the room during each one. Thank you.
Hi, welcome. I am Jenna Dubill, a research analyst from Enactus Global, and I'll be serving as your lead coordinator and competition manager today. I would like to take just a minute to remind you of a few things before we get started today. Each of you must be present during the entire presentation made by each team in order for your votes to be counted. Please make sure you are able to access the platform using the link in the code provided in your email. Identify yourself immediately if you do not have the link or code. I think we're all good. All individual team evaluations and results from today's competition are to be kept completely confidential. The teams will receive your qualitative feedback to reflect on how to continue improving the impact of their programs. We recognize that you'll be using your personal devices to judge the student presentations. We kindly ask you to mute your devices or put them on silent mode. We also kindly request that your focus remains on student presentations during your time here with us today. So what happens when a team presents virtually using a pre-recorded video and joined virtually live for a Q&A? In this case, as with teams presenting live, they will have only 4 minutes for the Q&A. Should we lose them due to poor internet connectivity, audio, or any other reason, we will not restart their time. The clock will continue to move until their 4 minutes are up. Should they rejoin within this time, the judges are welcome to continue the questioning until the 4 minutes are up. We request everyone to maintain silence and remain patient as we wait for the team. And today we have 1 virtual team and 3 in person, or other way around, sorry. 3 virtual teams, 1 in person. And judges, any questions before we begin? Any of the judges? Okay, I think we're good. Then judges, please help me welcome the team from India. They are presenting using a pre-recorded video today.
The planet is choking on it. The oceans are swimming in it. Landfills are clogged with it, and it's even floating in the air we breathe. Plastic that was once considered a miracle material has now become an ever-growing menace. Today, the world manages to produce about 400 million tons of plastic waste every single year. And at present, only 9% of the plastic waste generated is recycled, 50% goes to landfills, while the rest is either incinerated or leaked into the environment. Extensive research and surveys showed us that locals were unaware of the implicit value of plastic, and there was a lack of incentives to dispose of waste ethically. This made us realize that it's time to wake up. It's time to take action. It's time to rethink plastic. Project Amanat is our comprehensive solution to this problem. Amanat's holistic model tackles the plastic crisis at the grassroots level by incentivizing the waste disposal process, supplemented with additional measures to promote a zero-waste lifestyle. In urban areas, we established recycling banks in collaboration with ZWC Solutions, where residents can exchange waste for environmental points, which can be redeemed for incentives. The banks are set up at a minimal cost of $365, and we can proudly say that they are built entirely out of recycled single-use plastic sheets. We introduced the Zero Waste Citizen application, where residents can track their environmental savings and schedule no-contact doorstep collection of waste. 2 waste pickers are employed as recycling bank operators to weigh the collected waste and update the records on the application. The domestic help workers working in these urban homes are trained in source segregation and allowed to deposit waste at recycling banks for monetary incentives, thus empowering them as Amanat Zero Waste Warriors. In slums, we joined hands with MCKS Foundation and Robin Hood Army to set up garbage cafes, where slum dwellers can exchange 1 kilogram of plastic waste for 1 complete meal served in sustainable packaging. 1 waste picker
is employed for each territory to ensure the proper functioning of these cafes.
We set up our first storage and sorting facility in Delhi NCR with the assistance of our project partners.
Functioning at a capacity of 50 tons of waste per month, the facility is enabling us to formalize the waste picker community by purchasing waste at fair prices while educating them on social and financial security.
The total waste accumulated is segregated into wet waste and dry waste, which is then sold to recycling operators at an average price of 13 cents and 19 cents for conversion into innovative byproducts.
Collecting an average of 51,600 kilograms of waste, a monthly revenue of $7,200 is earned from our model.
After making provisions for incentives, 75% of the revenue becomes the entrepreneur's income and the remaining 25% is used for project expansion.
The initial investment is recovered within 6 months of operations, after which the entrepreneurs are granted greater functional autonomy.
We formed a strategic collaboration with Basic Shit, which provided us with a design for a zero-waste toilet, each of which is made out of 120 kilograms of plastic waste.
One person is appointed from the slum who is made responsible for the maintenance and proper functioning of the toilets.
Setting up 5 community toilets which operate on a fee-for-service model, we have earned a cumulative revenue of $1,200 and created 5 entrepreneurs.
Combining meaningful collaborations and partnerships with extensive stakeholder management is acting as a driver of Amanat's growth story.
Catering to 11 out of the 17 UN Sustainable Development Goals, we have set up 5 recycling banks and 3 garbage cafes across Delhi NCR while directly impacting 27,500 lives.
We have collected and recycled 552,000 kilograms of plastic waste through our model while preventing 1.2 million kilograms of greenhouse gas emissions.
Generating a cumulative revenue of $100,000, we have associated 12 entrepreneurs with our mission and created 1,200 zero-waste warriors.
Aligning our vision with the Clean India mission, we used community dialogues, interactive videos and street plays to spread awareness, thereby impacting over 166,000 lives.
Installed 14 segregation bins made out of recycled plastic in public areas to promote better waste disposal practices.
Working closely with Clean the Map and Recharge Hub, we introduced sustainable alternatives to everyday products, successfully generating annual sales of $11,000.
However, our journey does not stop here. With Amanat's vast potential for scalability, we aim to expand to 45 new territories across 4 states.
Create 44 new entrepreneurs while reducing the waste in target areas by 60%. At Amanat, we are working with 3 different communities to promote a circular economy model wherein plastic enters the loop, originating from its sources of production and ultimately getting recycled.
इन बच्चों ने हमें क्या कुछ नहीं सिखाया, कचरा अलग अलग करने से लेकर हिसाब किताब करने तक। हमें अच्छा लगता है कि हम अपने पर्यावरण के लिए कुछ कर रहे हैं और हम यह चाहते हैं कि इनेक्टस वाले हमारे साथ इसी तरह से जुड़े रहें।
इनेक्टस के बच्चे हमारे जीवन में उम्मीद की किरण लेकर आए हैं। इन्होंने न सिर्फ हमें कचरे का मूल्य समझाया है, बल्कि उसी कचरे को हमारी आमदनी का एक जरिया भी बना दिया है।
We are Enactus Singh College of Commerce, and this is our story.
All right, the question and answer session will now begin for 4 minutes. Once they're up on the, all right.
Yes, are we audible?
Yes.
Thank you so much. Fantastic presentation. So could you tell me more about where you see revenue opportunities, where you're going to put your energy for upcycling? What's the focus several years from now?
Thank you for your question, ma'am. In the future, we aim to expand to other territories to recycle more waste and collect the waste from other areas in different states of India. Other than this, we also want to shift our focus also to sanitary waste, because that is also a major contributor to plastic waste in India. So we are working with our collaborators to form eco-friendly methods of incinerating that kind of waste.
Excellent project. Thanks for sharing. During this whole process in a very complex enterprise, what's been the biggest challenge that you faced and how did you solve it?
Thank you for that question, sir. I would say that right from the beginning of our project, the biggest challenge that we faced was actually getting people to segregate waste at source, because there was simply a lack of awareness and also incentives to segregate waste in the people's households. And so in order to overcome that, we developed an innovative solution, which was need-specific incentives. So that is providing the correct incentive to each different community according to their needs, according to their economical as well as social needs. So domestic helpers get monetary incentives, whereas waste pickers get meals. That was our solution.
You tell us that you have 5 recyclable toilets right now. What is your projection for the next year on the toilets?
Thank you for that question, sir. In the next 2 years, in fact, we aim to set up 20 more toilets.
Amazing projects for the entrepreneurs running the cafe. Are they part of the community or are they a part of the team?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that question, please?
Of course, yes. With the cafe, the people that are working and operating them, are they from the team or are they from the community?
The people who are operating the recycling banks and garbage cafes are from the community. So they come from the waste picker community and slum dweller community.
Adding on to that, the entrepreneurs include 17 entrepreneurs are not from the team. They all are from the communities.
Amazing project. Thank you. You've just accomplished so much in a 1-year time frame. Could you tell us or give us some flavor? How many people are on your team and how do you divide your responsibilities and where are you leaning for the biggest impact?
Over the year, we are a team of 70 members and we divide responsibilities according to that. For the presentation, there are more people required. For the field visits, there are the most people required, around 40 to 50 people. So we do field visits quite frequently. And getting on to the speaking part, we also do that work. And coming on to the visits, there we have to do several visits, like for the toilet setup or recycling bank setup and training the entrepreneurs and so much more on that.
All right, the question and answer time has ended. Judges, please thank me and welcome, or join me in thanking the team for their presentation.
Thank you.
Now, judges, please help me welcome the team from Kyrgyzstan with Project Eco Tiles. They are presenting in person for you today.
Do re mi. Hello. Смело. Hey.
Right. There's 1 minute before the presentation begins.
So how are you guys? Are you excited? Are you excited? Yeah. We are gonna try to show you the best of the best and we'll try to put the whole effort that we've been working for the past 12 months, okay?
The presentation may now begin.
It's just one straw, said 8 billion people.
Over the past 72 years, the world has produced 9.2 billion tons of plastic, which decomposes on average for 450 years. As the rest of the world, Kyrgyzstan also thinks about an effective solution of waste disposal. Currently, according to UN estimates, there are 406 landfills with a total area of 6 million square meters in Kyrgyzstan, where more than 2 billion tons of solid waste is disposed. 21% of this waste is plastic. Thus, a sharp need for effective solution of waste disposal in Kyrgyzstan appeared. Extensive research and surveys have showed us a lack of awareness and incentive for people in waste utilization ethically. In order to take action for eliminating growing threat and creating sustainable opportunities, we, the team of Anaktas Kyrgyz State Technical University, have the initiate project Ecotiles, which follows two segment approaches. The first segment promotes waste management in everyday life.
We opened a storage and sorting enterprise on the territory of the university with the support of the rectorate, installed boxes and compasses for separate collection of waste. The facility enables us to organize trainings on sorting out of the accumulated waste, which are sold to recycling operators at average price of 15 cents, or redeemable for points through the app titled Tazar with a card, supporting recycling organizations' work and teaching how to reuse products in order to decrease harmful waste to our environment, thus promoting the motto, protect, prevent, recycle.
With our cooperative steps in the right direction, we began to cover the active part of population, but we needed to do more. Thus, children became key objective of our segment. When you educate and inspire them, they inspire their families, and these change increases in geometrical progression. So, keeping this in mind, we have to encourage children to talk about the problems of ecology and give them opportunity to do something about it. We've conducted the trainings on processing and recycling primary waste in a more creative way.
Together with other Anaktas teams and volunteers, information sessions and weekly check are held, during which more than 300 kilo of waste are collected on average in 2-3 hours. Our team has attracted the attention of over 700,000 people and has collected over 125,000 kilo of trash. The second segment is the usage and processing of plastic into paving tiles. To create the high-quality paving slabs after long tests and checks with technologists, we found out the best way to manufacture this product. Our technical specialists control and train the beneficiaries in the production process. They fragmentize plastic into small pieces. For 1 kilo tile, sand is mixed with polymer crumb in ratio 30% of plastic and 70% of sand. The resulting mixture is loaded into receiving hopper or the equipment. Under a temperature of 190 degrees Celsius in a vacuum space, mixture is mixed and obtained homogeneous mass. After cutting and weighing is placed into the finished form of 100-ton press, which gives the final form to the product and cools it. If one wishes, the plate can be given different sizes and textures. In addition, one should not necessarily limit oneself to one payment tile according to the technology.
After production of MVP, we found the difference of our Ecotile fire from the concrete one.
The main advantages of our product are resistance, durability, and environmental to eco-friendliness. This is due to the material composition, which withstands up to 500 cycles, while for conventional tile, 200 is its maximum. Based on above features, we can conclude that our product is profitable in cost because the difference in price per square meter is $3.
Team use closed loop economy, so when the ecotiles break, they can be remelted and produced for sale again, thanks to which the production is waste-free.
We have created a unique market for our production of plastic waste, which are collected by employees and customers in organizations and companies. After collection, we take it, process it into eco-friendly tiles, and sell them at discount price for operation, thus completing the circular cycle. While working on the project, we decided to pave the way for zero waste plastic recycling by sharing our knowledge and experience with beneficiaries, organizations, and the community.
Team calculated that in the production of 100 square meters per month, 864 kilograms of plastic is recycled. So in 3 years, with a production of 600 square meters per month, total revenue by then 2025 will be more than $200,000 and will be processed more than 186,000 kilograms of plastic. We've already concluded the contracts with socially responsible companies, among which our first client is the Avant-Garde Construction Company. Our agreements with customers are based on providing the best option among paving tiles.
At the same time, the number of project beneficiaries is 11,000. Our project covers 7 UN Sustainable Development Goals, and we will change the people attitudes of Kyrgyzstan by introducing the culture of waste sorting in our country, as is done around the world. Thank you. That's all.
Okay, we will begin the 4 minutes of question and answer.
Excellent presentation. Thank you. Tell us a little bit more about scalability. How many of these pavers are you able to produce? How many are you planning on producing, and how scalable it is to make it a true big enterprise?
Okay, thank you for your question. First of all, we'd like to say that we have already put our paving tiles in front of the school that is situated next to the biggest landfill in our city. This school is in vulnerable state, so that's why we found out some women that invested some money to produce it eco tiles and put it, because we think that it will be a great opportunity for children to have a great education. And also we have already had deal agreements with another construction company. It is Amanat, and we also have and we're gonna put 100 square meter tiles as soon as our production starts, and we'll put this paving tiles on the territory of the construction.
Thank you so much. That was really good. Can you say more about how you determined that you were going to focus on tiles and construction? How did you come to that realization and think that that was the best way to reuse the plastic waste?
Thank you for your question. There was three problems that we tried to solve. First was like a lot of people in our country doesn't know about how to sort out and rethink our plastic. So second problem was the bad quality of our walking roads. Third one was the bad impact of plastic to our environment, in our country. And exactly our project is solving first two problems and third two. First two ones and third two. And in our project, we're destroying all the bad impact of the plastic, because our project is zero waste, and we've using already recycled plastic.
So we think that producing for recycling plastic into paving tiles is the best option for our country and for the environment.
Amazing project. I really liked it.
Thank you.
My question is actually two of them. The first one is, how many tiles can you produce in one day? And the second one is, if you guys have already thought about other products you could be doing with that plastic.
Thank you for your question. We can make 1 square meters of tile, one square meters of our tile. There is needs from 20 to 40 minutes. It depends on how our workers work. And the second one is, second question was, despite of these our paving tiles, we can make a bench, we can make other types of tiles. And
for this, we just need another equipment, another press form that we could use for making different branches and other stuff.
The Q&A session has ended.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Judges, please help me welcome the team from India with Project Liher. They are presenting using a pre-recorded video today.
Every year, people toss away 6.3 trillion cigarette butts, more than enough to construct a highway from New Delhi to Puerto Rico. While smoking kills 480,000 people annually, the flick litter alone causes over 3 million deaths. Why to let that fact sink in? Over 1 million cigarette butts have already been flicked in the last 5 seconds.
Each cigarette butt contains 7,000 toxins and is made up of cellulose acetate, aka plastic. This is one cigarette butt, the world's most littered plastic waste. And this tiny substance is all it takes to contaminate 500 liters of ocean water.
Hence, to bring a first-of-its-kind solution to cigarette waste management, we started Project Liher.
As the first step of our zero-waste business model, we conduct need assessment surveys and analyze the extent of awareness about irresponsible stubbing of cigarettes. To ensure responsible disposal, we installed interactive bins in public spaces. Through strategic collaborations with Microsoft, DLF, and other organizations, we have established a pan-India waste collection system, collecting 18 tons of cigarette butts annually.
We then employ women to segregate the cigarettes, which are then detoxified through a proprietary technology developed in collaboration with Latimer School London and SRIIR. The waste finally reaches Asia's largest potters colony, Uttamnagar, wherein 24 potters have been employed. Here, the crushed waste is mixed with terracotta to increase its tensile strength by 40%, thereby reducing carbon emissions.
नवतम नगर में कुम्हार का व्यवसाय करता था। पहले हमारा धंधा इतना बढ़िया नहीं चलता था, लेकिन जब से प्रोजेक्ट लहर आई है उससे हमारे व्यवसाय में काफी वृद्धि हुई है। और मुझे नहीं पता था कि सिगरेट जैसी चीज में हम मिट्टी का इस्तेमाल करके उसको इतना बढ़िया बना सकते।
Leveraging the market, we created a steady demand by listing our customizable products on Liher's website and 12 e-commerce platforms, generating a revenue of $23,000. By creating products like ashtrays and selling it back for cigarette collection, we complete a circular economy.
To provide a door-to-door collection of cigarette butts and bring about a behavioral change among smokers, we started the Butt Brigade.
To create awareness and encourage responsible disposal of cigarettes, we regularly conduct beach cleanups and seminars. We collaborated with UNDP to conduct a 24-hour cigarette collection drive in New Delhi, covered by Al Jazeera and Deutsche Welle, sensitizing over 500,000 people in just a day.
Presentation at the UN COP26, a letter of recommendation from Dalberg, and appreciation from the UN Environment Goodwill Ambassador motivated young entrepreneurial leaders like us to take Project Liher to greater heights.
Through Liher's innovative business model, we have recycled over 19.5 million cigarette butts, prevented 9.7 million cubic meters of oceanic pollution, and 17,700 kg of microplastic pollution just this year. Our business has created jobs for 62 entrepreneurs and enabled cost savings of $280,000.
In future, we aim to diversify our product range and introduce new value chains like WPC sheets, briquettes, and mouse pads. Through EPR partnerships, we will ensure responsible production and disposal of cigarettes. Ensuring sustainability of our model, we plan on expanding to over 96 locations and sensitizing over 6 million people by 2024.
The world may be in a blind race, but we have a vision.
A vision to innovate, a mission to transform.
In our bid to save the world one butt at a time.
We believe we are harbingers of hope.
In redefining India.
With our communities being our true heroes.
As catalysts of change.
We seek.
We create.
We strive.
We empower. We are enactors SRCC.
All right, judges, we will now begin the 4-minute of Q&A.
Hello, thanks for sharing. Excellent presentation. So on your insight side of the presentation, can you tell me a little bit more of the significance of your project in terms of overall disposal of these butts? What percentage are you recovering and what is your goal in the future?
Thank you so much for the question, sir. Till now, sir, we have recycled over 19.7 million cigarette butts just this year. And we have set up our bins in public spaces and in restaurants. And every cigarette butt that we collect is converted into products. And we are proud to inform that we are a zero waste economy.
Can you hear me? Oh, yep. Hi. Great job. My question, I was impressed by your outreach programs that you've done. Tell me more about that and where you're planning to take it.
Thank you so much for the question, ma'am. So regarding the outreach programs that we conduct, so the project basically works on the basic tangent of community mobilization drives, wherein our purpose is to spread awareness about the responsible stubbing of cigarettes. Because as tiny as it looks, a cigarette butt might not be a very big problem that people might notice, but it is the largest plastic pollution on this planet. So our community mobilization focuses on the fact to raise conscious consumerism and inspire the smokers to stub responsibly so that we can save this world one butt at a time.
And additionally, to bring a behavioral change on the grassroots level, we have subscription models to collect cigarette waste from individuals. So this is one such unique thing about our project, which aims to bring a behavioral change.
Thank you for a project and great, great ideas. Can you tell us a little bit more? You've mentioned a lot of sponsors and partners. Can you tell us a little bit more about how your team works with some of those organizations and where you're going next?
Thank you so much for the question, ma'am. Ma'am, we had contacted Microsoft in order to aid us in our supply chain, and they were very happy to collaborate with us. And they provide us with cigarette butts from all of their offices. The same thing happens with DLF as well. And for our future plans, we plan on having extended producer responsibility programs, partnerships, where we plan on partnering with cigarette manufacturers, and we will optimize their production as well as the disposal of cigarettes.
Okay, one more for you. So around the partnerships we were just discussing, particularly with the tobacco producers, how are you, talk us through kind of the conversations that you're having and how are you positioning this as an opportunity for them?
Ma'am, this is something that we want to do it in the future. We want to partner with them so that this can be a part of the CSR initiative where they will become responsible for
the
their own.
Q&A session is ended. Judges, please thank me join me in thanking the team with Project Liher. Thank you.
Okay, we have one last team. Please help me welcome the team from India, Project Harita, and they are presenting using a pre-recorded video today.
For nearly 1 billion people in India, Ganga is the holiest of rivers. However, today, it is the river of paradox. It is estimated that close to 315 tons of plastic waste ends up in the river every day.
Half of which is single-use plastic used in packaging and service varieties. Single-use plastic does not degrade. It simply breaks down into microplastic, which releases toxic chemicals into the environment and can pose a serious health risk for humans and animals.
Hence, to tackle this situation with an innovative solution, we initiated Project Harita.
Harita is currently functioning in a dual segment model, where in the first segment, we are replacing single-use plastic with reusable bamboo. In the second segment, we are utilizing the existing plastic waste.
After analyzing various research reports and market surveys, in the first segment, we aligned our project with the objectives of the National Bamboo Mission and introduced a variety of bamboo products in the food and packaging industry. We then identified 2 different communities for the development of our products.
Initially, we reached out to the chick bakers of Chhatarpur, whose businesses were adversely affected by the pandemic, leading to declining income and lack of economic alternatives.
Hence, to elevate them out of financial insecurity, we mobilized 6 chick makers by providing them a pervasive role in our manufacturing process, increasing their income by 163%.
With the bamboo products industry growing at a healthy rate of 6.1%, it presents ample employment opportunities in this sector.
Considering this, we started a search and formed a cluster of underprivileged women living in the slums of Basant Vihar. After these women joined hands to work with us, with the help of local NGOs, a skill development center is formed for them. They are then indulged in a professional training program organized in collaboration with our training partner, Saibar, learning how to make a variety of bamboo products. The procured raw material from Chhatarpur is then supplied to them for further processing and conversion into products like bamboo straws.
This year, we also launched takeaway boxes made up of bamboo craft paper to overcome the problem of plastic packaging used in food deliveries. After consultation with professional designers and attending numerous workshops, we came up with a design that requires no machinery, hence reducing carbon emissions and making it easy for our beneficiaries to learn and apply. In this process, we have been successful in upskilling 15 plus underprivileged women and have created a sustainable income of $700 for them.
With our process being carbon neutral, all of our products are internally cleaned and sterilized as per the guidelines of Food Safety and Standard Authority of India. They are also 100% biodegradable, BPA-free and antibacterial.
To create a stable demand for our products, we targeted a total of 30 outlets across 3 cities to replace their plastic cutlery with bamboo cutlery. We have also listed them at various retail and eco-friendly stores. In order to increase the inclusivity of our product, we reached out to the old age homes and specially abled community. Their input prompted us to innovate and create a variety of adapted bamboo straws to assist those with swallowing or mobility concerns, helping our users to drink independently.
To further our sales, we have also created our own e-commerce website with subscription plans for our customers.
In this segment, we have generated a cumulative revenue of $2,500.
In the second segment, we started with the collection of plastic waste from schools, cafes, and households with the help of slum dwellers and waste collectors, incentivizing them in the process. The collected waste is then upcycled through IPCA into beautiful products like keychains, pens, and sold off through various distribution channels on a profit-sharing ratio. In just 3 months, we have been able to reduce 106 kgs of plastic waste and provided an additional income of $150 to our beneficiaries.
In the coming year, we seek to create new skill development centers with the collaboration of Harita Foundation and Ministry of Defense, expanding our operations to 5 new territories and creating employment for 40 plus women.
We will also launch 3 new product lines by the end of 2023 and adapt newer technologies.
We are also working on making Harita a zero waste project by making compost and furniture from the bamboo residue. While creating a more holistic incentivizing program for plastic collection and segregation, we aim to reduce 40% of carbon footprints in the target area. While sensitizing more than 150,000 people through various awareness programs, our efforts have been recognized by various media publications. With this spirit in mind,
We wish to change for the better.
Okay, we will now begin the 4 minutes of question and answer time.
Yeah. Hi, am I audible?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you very much. That was great. So a question about the outreach that you did to the outlets around your straws and other products. How did you propose this to them? What's been their reaction? Are you expanding that relationship so you have someone to purchase your products?
Sorry, ma'am. Just can you repeat the question?
My question is about the restaurants or the outlets that you sold your products to. How did you present it and what are the plans to expand those outlets?
Oh, yes, ma'am. So basically, ma'am, we first targeted eco-friendly restaurants, those who were eco-enthusiasts and working for sustainability. And secondly, ma'am, since the July 2021, the government of India have put an ban on single-use plastic. So there needs to be an alternative for that. So that is how we presented our product to the restaurants, and that enabled us to increase our that helped us to scale our project, ma'am.
Great project and ideas. I was very interested that the pandemic scaled down your original bamboo suppliers. Are you at all concerned that as you know, they scale back up again, you're going to lose some of your supply chain? And have you got alternatives in mind?
Yes, ma'am. So basically, we have targeted the chick makers community of Chhatarpur. So basically, they work for the supply and procurement of raw bamboo. Ma'am, starting off in 2020, when we approached them, ma'am, they were adversely impacted by the pandemic. So, ma'am, we first mobilized 6 chick makers. So, ma'am, losing our supply, yeah, we did other alternatives as well, and we are also looking for other locations as well on from which we can procure the material.
A really innovative project. My question is, who is responsible of providing the workshops in the communities for the women to learn how to build the straws?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, in this, thank you for the question, ma'am. Ma'am, in this, we have collaborated with Saibart, that is a training partner. So what is the process it follows is that first we identify and form a cluster of women in underprivileged area. Then after that, with the help of local NGOs, a skill development center is formed for them. After that, with the help of Saibart, that is a training partner, they have been guided through a professional training program in which they are being taught that how to create bamboo straws, bamboo cutlery, how to take care and how to abide by all the safety requirements.
I would like to know a little bit more about your suppliers. How are you ensuring that the bamboo that you're procuring is sustainable and it's not causing additional watershed damages?
Yes, sir. So just thank you for the question, sir. So just to let you know, India is the second largest cultivator of bamboo. So bamboo has a vast potential, and its supply will, I don't think, will be
The Q&A
hamper
time has
our work
expired.
with.
Judges, please join me in thanking this team for the presentation.
Thank you, sir.
All presentations in our race competition have ended. Judges, please take 3 minutes to rank the teams that presented today on the judging platform. You may drag and drop the teams in the order in which you wish to rank them, with 1 being the highest rank and 4 being the lowest. Once you do so, kindly click on submit. Yeah, it's going. But I think you're all good.
Yeah, we'll figure out this while they're, yeah. I sent them a message, but we're gonna get started on this and then we'll get them finished. Hey, everyone, thank you for sticking with us. We're going to have a short panel discussion. It's going to be led by Jennifer Ragland, who was up on stage earlier. She's going to lead a quick panel discussion with a few folks that she will introduce. Huh? 22 technically.
Okay. So there's
Y'all have one. My apologies. And then you're gonna do the introduction? You sure?
Great. Yep.
Okay. Go ahead. Okay. So be careful right here. Right, speaking. Do we get these mics on? Try again.
Hello.
One.
Hello.
Hello.
There we go. Hi, everyone. We're back. Good to see you. That was fun, right? I was really enjoying those presentations. Delighted to see everything come to fruition in this final competition. So again, my name's Jen Ragland. I'm really happy to be here with my panelists here, and I gotta go through some introductions. So I'm going to go one by one. We first have my colleague from Coca-Cola Puerto Rico, Pablo Rodriguez. We're joined also by Jelani, who is a proud Enactus alumna and involved in one of the projects that we're going to discuss today. And we have Lemuel Rodriguez, who is an active Enactus student and also involved in the Bottle of Hope. So yay. Yes, good. Well, what we want to do first is obviously we know that there's a huge issue around plastics. And we really need to move towards the circular economy. We want to take this time to talk a little bit about the situation more broadly here in Puerto Rico. So we're going to dive into what it's like here in Puerto Rico. We're first going to start though with Pablo, who's going to talk to us about just more generally as a place which we all know is an island filled of beauty, natural resources, environment is such an area of pride. Could you give us a little bit of context on what the environmental situation is here in Puerto Rico? And then also how does industry look at being a part of both protecting it and making sure it's something that everyone around the world can enjoy?
Let me check first the sound. Can you guys hear me? Excellent. Well, thanks for the question. Yeah, without doubt, Puerto Rico is such a beautiful place. And even though I'm not originally from here, I enjoy the beauty of the island, and the natural resources are just incredible. But I think like any other country in the world, we're facing the same global challenges. So we have this huge impact of climate change. We get more storms, more often, more powerful. We're also battling with water rising, so our coastal beaches are getting smaller. And then lastly, we have a big increase in consumption as well, which is creating some waste problems that are basically shown in most of the presentations I've seen today. So all these competitions are so relevant to what we're doing. And the thing is that all these problems are really interconnected. Let me just give you an example. With the pass of Hurricane Fiona, just a few weeks back, the water supply in Puerto Rico was crippled, right? So we lost power for several weeks. All the pumps in the water stations were damaged. Then we had rivers flowing and damaging the quality of the water. So people had to resource to bottle water or canned water, which creates additional consumption challenges. And that's why we're so excited, Jennifer, to be part of this competition, because even though we've been working very hard with the government, we're working very hard with the private sectors and peers in industry and other industries, having the new generation of talent coming up with great ideas that have a lot of research behind them, really strong insights, are really the final connection to the puzzle. So I think government, industry, and the young population of entrepreneurs are really the ones that are going to end up solving the problem, Jennifer.
Thank you, Pablo. And so that's a perfect transition. I mean, there's a lot of environmental issues to focus on. And Juliana and Lemuel, I'm interested to know, where are young people putting most of their energy? Like where do you feel that people both feel like is the biggest challenge and also the greatest opportunity for change?
At least for me, I believe like recycling in general and the culture of Puerto Rico for this younger generation, it's such a big area of opportunity. At least growing up, maybe we're not culturally adapted to do so, but now you see more town mayors trying to create different bins for recycling. But the most important thing is I feel the younger generation actually wants to do something. I'm gonna bring it up because, well, it was done here, one of the concerts of Bad Bunny. He actually said, okay, everybody, let's go the next day to the beaches to go and clean them. And, the next day, almost every beach in Puerto Rico, they had younger people going and cleaning. So that just shows you that if companies or even the government does like a good call to action, they're willing to go there. They're willing to do something for our country, for our island, sorry. And lastly, the beaches. People love the beaches here. So I feel this younger generation does have a commitment. If we go to the beach, you're going to bring your bag. So, you don't leave your trash there.
Absolutely. And as a student, I have also witnessed how motivated students are to tackle this problem. And I think that something that we have to work on strongly during this phase is how to provide more opportunities to integrate these people to help us. Because what we see is more motivation than organization. Then how do these people get involved in our efforts, and how do we boost or further develop them?
I like that motivation to organization. I'm going to steal it. Okay, that's really good. Okay, so just a few minutes, Pablo, if you could talk a little bit about Coca-Cola and how we are working on waste-related issues for just all of our products here in Puerto Rico.
Yeah, I heard a lot of good words today and a lot of buzzwords during today's presentation and yesterday's. We like to talk about the circular economy. To us, the future looks like reusing everything we do, reusing our plastic, reusing our aluminum. That way we reduce the amount of virgin materials that we use, we reduce the impact on the planet as well. So that to us come in the form of a program that we call World Without Waste, which is basically focused on three different parameters. The first one is design, which is the way we approach making our packaging more sustainable. One example of that is converting a lot of our consumption of plastic to cans, which are fully recyclable on the island. The second thing we do is through design, we've been able to reduce the amount of plastic on our bottles to a global minimum standard. Additionally, 100% of the PET we use is recyclable. Today, 25% of the plastic we use comes from recycling materials, but we have very aggressive goals. By 2025, we want to make sure that at least 50% of our package comes from recycled plastic. So a lot of design, a lot of innovation, a lot of new packages that we bring in and test continuously. But we also have other two ways we address the problem. The second one is that we are working actively with the government, making sure that we establish a collection system that is sustainable. Today in Puerto Rico, there's just a few municipalities that bring back the PET for collection. And we are working with the government to build the first recycling plant, PET recycling plant on the island. So we hope that project will come to life in the next 3 years. We are leading the initiative. We are grouping all the other players in the industry. And we hope that by 2030, we're collecting all of the package that we produce in the island and we create that circular economy using it again. And the third leg of our strategy is the partner side of what we do. I mentioned the government, but I also want to mention the students, and I also want to mention the NGOs, but because we can do so much and we can do so much research and we can work with the government and legislation, but the true solutions, innovative solutions are coming from the younger generation. The new students that are taking such passion on developing new ideas like the ones we witnessed today in the different presentations. So I would say overall, to me, if we meet those 2025, 2030 goals of a world without waste, I think we would accomplish a lot for the island.
That's
Thank you so
amazing.
much. Yeah. Well, so let's move on to one of those projects, which is very exciting. So Bottle of Hope. If you guys could both speak a little bit about like where it started, where it is today. Maybe we'll start with you, Juliana, where it started and then pass over. And I think there's a lot of important lessons for this audience and everyone here in Enactus to understand like what you've learned and how you're moving towards the future.
Yes, so Bottle of Hope project started in the Dominican Republic. Really funny. It actually was not going to be a house made out of bottles. We just went there just to construct a house. Once we arrived there, we noticed that there was a landfill. It was a self-made landfills because they just had the custom to drink water and throw the bottles. And that's when we started thinking like, wait, like if we have a lot of bottles here, why don't we use them? And we spoke with one of the engineers from the university, and apparently you could use bottles to make a house. We started with La Familia Escalante in 2013. That brought us Freddy Romero, who is one of the neighbors nearby, and he brought the opportunity to start working with a community called El Berrinche. El Berrinche in English means tantrum. So literally, this was a community that was not united. They were always fighting. And once we got there, we saw the perfect opportunity to not only just build a house, but to create a whole community. And believe me, it was a 3-year project, probably 4 if we counted the need assessment time, but it was worth it because it was just not about giving a house with the plastic bottles. It was about creating sense of community collaboration, giving jobs, bringing schools, bringing electricity, water to these households. And yeah, I feel it's more like now that we're talking about plastic, is being, making this community really self-aware of how to use the plastic, how to use their trash, that they did not know that. Maybe because, we're a little bit more further of like society. But, at the end of the day, there was a really big effect because it was not only them who got impacted, it was the whole town. The mayor started copying what was happening there. The neighbors nearby started doing that. And yeah, at least in the Dominican Republic, just to conclude that, we have the Familia Escalante house, the first house there, but we also created 16 houses, a community center. Recently, I was told they also did a basketball court and they also have a school there. So yes, that's that. And afterwards, this next generation started here in Puerto Rico.
Yeah, and the best thing about this product is that it's mostly limited by your imagination. So what we're working on here in Puerto Rico is that with the help of UPR Carolina, we're working on building the first ecotouristic center in Loíza. We're going to give space to artisans to work and sell their products. And something we also want to bring is how to tackle most of the needs from the students so they can focus on boosting or developing these efforts. So we want to see how to bring let's say housing for students, let's say study rooms, let's say co-working spaces. There's no limit to what we can do if we actually commit to doing it.
That's great. I mean, one of the questions, there's so many great ideas, and again, what does it take in order to make it actually something applicable and create that strong organization? What would you say is, especially now, Lemuel, as you're thinking about the future of this project, what do you think are the characteristics that make it enduring, that make it something that is sustainable, both in terms of the outcomes and also the process?
I would say it starts with the process, because connecting with those people that are in need is the majority, I would say, of the structure of these efforts. Now, I forgot to say it in English. Oh, I'm sorry.
Maybe a little bit more about how you're collaborating together with other partners to make it something that is certainly enduring.
Exactly. How do we make this more enduring? Well, we want to build the roots, and maybe with the help of companies like Coca-Cola or other NGOs, we can actually build these roots to tackle what it is, I don't want to be too repetitive here, but the needs of our people.
That's great. Anything else that you would add?
Yes, I would add because I know the line you're going. I just feel like, at the end of the day, the Bottle of Hope project is development of structure. So you do have a lot of opportunity to just not do, in my case, a house. In their case, is now a community center for artists. But it's going to that community, understanding the need of that community. And once you have it, it's trying to adapt that model to there. And the hardest part, that it's exactly what he's trying to say, is kind of being accepted, because you go to a person and you tell them, hey, I'm going to make you a house or a structure out of bottle. People are going to be like, wait, what? Like, they immediately think it's not sustainable. They think there's a hurricane, it's going to fall down. But right now, like, since we created in the Dominican Republic, and they have done structures here in Puerto Rico, we have had 3 hurricanes and the structure is still standing there. So, it's trying to show people that this is, this project actually works and you have to trust me. And, maybe it's kind of a challenge, but once you go through that part and they accept it, it's, it makes it easier, and you're actually doing an innovative thing through the world.
Well, I think that's a really good point. I think the process and that engagement is really critical. Obviously, you need to show the outcomes, and that's going to work, but you need to build that trust. We have time for just one final question, and I know we're all dealing with very long timelines and big, huge, hairy challenges. And I'm wondering, just to get a few words on what you hope 5 years from now, 10 years from now, what do you want to see that's different in this space? What's your goal? What's your aspiration? Pablo?
Well, I really, first of all, let me take the opportunity to just congratulate each one of you. I'm so proud to be part of this competition, and you guys are absolutely amazing. You guys, all of your projects, your interest, just being here makes you guys unique. In 5 years' time, when you come back to Puerto Rico, I would love for you guys to see how we bring to life our strategy, how no waste will be created on the island. I think the Coca-Cola company is committed to our goals, and I can tell you that we have made so much progress. So hopefully you guys can continue to come, can continue to visit, and see the progress that we're promising today.
In my case, and I want to, join Pablo in that. Don't think that, especially when we're working with waste and plastic, a lot of people sometimes make fun of it or don't believe the project can be possible. So don't let that stop you. An idea is an idea until we'll turn it into reality. I learned that while working with my team, Bottle of Hope. But for me, honestly, as a consumer perspective, I would love to go to a grocery store and not see that many plastic on produce or on products. So I would like to see from here for 5 or 10 years, less of that. I know sometimes it's necessary, but sometimes we buy things that you're like, did it really need to have this much plastic? So I would think that would be my mentality.
Reduction. Yes, agree. That's good.
Well, in terms of Bottle of Hope, what I expect or hope in the next 5 years is that inside the industry, this helps us make more affordable products or structures, and that they become accessible, or actually more accessible to the people we are trying to help.
Fantastic. Well, thank you everyone for joining. Thank you to our panelists. This was a great session. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you.
Better than promised. Better for you.